continue this week. From last week, we're discussing the Mishnah in the beginning of Perek Chelik in Sanhedrin that talks about. You weren't here last week? So I'll give a kitzer what we discussed last week. So we were talking about the Mishnah that says that the Miraglim don't have a Chelik Olam Habah. First statement in the Mishnah. Second statement in the Mishnah is that the Deir HaMidbar doesn't have a Chelik Olam Habah. That's the opinion of Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Laza argues and says that they do have a Chelik Olam Habah. So it's machlokes whether the Deir HaMidbar has a Chelik Olam Habah or not. That's the Pashut Pshat in the Mishnah. So we went through last week a few different Pshatim about this. What's the Pshat of their machlokes? Why are they arguing? Is there a machlokes only regarding the Deir HaMidbar? Or is there a machlokes regarding the entire, not only the Deir HaMidbar, but the Miraglim as well? The Rebbe is mechadish in the Sikha that there's a machlokes regarding the Miraglim as well. According to Rabbi Laza, the Miraglim also have a Chelik Olam Habah. The Gemara brings Psukim, a whole thing. Okay, so here, this week, we're going to learn the Tzemach Tzedek's interpretation of this Mishnah, a beautiful shtickle. This is Neira Teire in Parshas Bamidbar, where Tzemach Tzedek explains the pshat of this Mishnah, of the shit of Rabbi Akiva, that they don't have a Chelik Olam Habah.
Now, before you go, why don't they have a Chelik Olam Habah?
Well, just because of the tremendous chet they did, the chet of Miraglim, that they were guiding that the Yidden shouldn't be able to enter into Eretz Yisrael, and all the Yidden then, they were supposed to go into Eretz Yisrael. They were chayta machti the Miraglim, and even all the Yidden. There's a big svara that all the Yidden that were mishtatif in the chet, that they all didn't want to go into Eretz Yisrael, lost their chelik Olam Habah. Yeah, according to Rabbi Akiva.
That's very heavy.
Yeah.
I heard somebody said they don't have chelik Olam Habah because they don't have a chelik. There's only ganz Olam Habah.
They're higher than chelik Olam Habah. We learned that pshat also last week. You were here last week. We learned about that last week. It says it in Sefer Sodom Amoris and Megala Amukais, and the Rabbi brings it also. Yeah, we learned that last week. I want to learn this. I want to learn two things this week. Two mamish original pshatim in this Inyan. One is from the Tzemach Tzedek, and one is from a Sikha from the Rebbe, as we'll see in a minute. Let's start with the Tzemach Tzedek, where it says Vim Kol Anal. Kol Anal Yuvon. Karank, looking in the vein. I see it's Machkimus. Kol Anal Yuva Maimer Azal Beperik Chelik Daf Kuf Yudam with base. So the Gemara in Chelik over here says Deir HaMidbar Elem Chelik Olam Habah Chulu. They do not have a portion of Olam Habah. Divrei Rabbi Akiva. Omar Rabbi Bar Chona Shafke Rabbi Akiva L'Chasidusei. Rabbi Akiva left his usual hanhage that he was a chassid and he would judge Yidden kindly. Rabbi Akiva was the one that said and so on. Rabbi Akiva left his chassidus, his midas chassidus. Why? There's a beferish pasuk that says, "Sochar tilachachulu." That the Eibishter remembers. What does the Eibishter remember? That lechtech acharev midbar. That the Yidden followed the Eibishter into a midbar, not knowing if they're gonna what they're gonna have and how they're gonna have to eat and so on. You wanna share a copy with Rabbi? Ken sitzen da. No, so what does it say? What do you learn out from Lechtech Achre Bamidbar? The Gemara says that the first Beis HaMikdash, the Eibishter saved the Yidden then. The first Beis HaMikdash, bezuchuz the fact that they followed him into the Midbar. This is a pasuk Yirmiyah, Lechtech Achre Bamidbar. So the Gemara there says, why didn't Rabbi Akiva make a simple kavachemer? If the first Beis HaMikdash, the Yidden, the Eibishter saved the Yidden from destroying the first Beis HaMikdash because of the fact that they followed him into the Midbar, for sure it should be worth it for them themselves, this chus, that they should have a chelik in Olam Habah. True, later they sinned with Chet HaMeraglim, but l'chatchila they went into the Midbar with a munah pshuta, trusting Hashem that will provide everything for them. That's the zechar to l'cha chesed nurayich, that the Yidden they loved the Eibishter so much that they went into the Midbar and Lechtech Achre Bamidbar. That's the question that Rabbi Bar Chona asks on Rabbi Akiva. So the Tzemach Tzedek says, "L'chayre divrei Rabbi Akiva tmuim." What Rabbi Akiva's opinion is taka pella. Ma yan al pasuk zeh shehevi Rabbi Bar Chona. What is he going to answer to this pasuk that Rabbi Bar Chona brings? You see clearly the Deir HaMidbar had a tremendous chus. So Tzemach Tzedek explains as follows. I'm not going to learn the entire thing because Tzemach Tzedek Yidua has a lot of things that he just gives Mara Makaimis, and we'll learn the point of it to get the pshat of the Tzemach Tzedek. Ha'inyan Pirish Doira Midbar. What exactly was the Doira Midbar? Haina Shehem Hayu Avedasam Al Derech Umidbarcha Nova. That your Midbar is beautiful. Nova is Meloshen Shenkait. Mi Zois Oila Min Midbar, which shows that you could serve the Eibush in the Midbar in a way that it's Oila. You can have a tremendous aliyah in the Midbar. The Hainu, what's the kind of Aveda in a Midbar? Lafech Chasheicha L'Nahira, to transform darkness into light. Al Yedei Tzimoin Rishbe Eish Ha'ava. A person finds himself in a Midbar, completely dry and separate from Hashem. That brings out a tremendous yearning that the Neshama loves and wants to return to the source, to the Eibishter. He's mitzayin, the Tzemach Tzedek is mitzayin to a maimer from with the Alter Rebbe. So he says an interesting thing there. The part of the eye that the chush hariyah is in is the black part of the eye. So even though that's the black part of the eye, not the white part of the eye, but dafke there is the koyach hariyah. Okay. So the same thing that Tzemach Tzedek over here says, that the connection to the Eibishter is much more powerful when it comes from a person that's found in a midbar. Because of the tremendous yearning that the Neshama has to return to the Eibishter, there is a much greater love that's expressed by the Neshama. Okay, I'm going to skip to the next paragraph. This is the idea of a midbar, that a yid expresses this tremendous love to Hashem. Kanal b'inyan midbar Sinai, earlier in the Maimer, the Tzemach Tzedek spoke about midbar Sinai. In the midbar, the Eibusha tells Yidden to build a mishkan, an oil mayid. What does oil mayid represent? It's a tent, a place where the Eibusha dwells there, which is bechinas hamshachis alakus al yedei maisa mitzvahs. A yid that brings a lakus down into the world through fulfilling mitzvahs, which is the opposite theme of a midbar. The whole theme of a midbar is that a yid is thirsting and he wants to run away, the rotzui, wants to go back up to his source with a tremendous fiery love to return to the Eibishter. Oil mayid is the opposite, bringing the Eibishter down, dwelling over here below. So the Rebbe, the Tzemach Tzedek continues, Zeh winyan Eretz Yisrael. Oil mayid is bechlal, the whole idea of the Yidden entering into Eretz Yisrael. Asher roiv ha-mitzvahs tluyim ba'aretz, most mitzvahs that the Yidden fulfill can only be fulfilled in Eretz Yisrael. V'nikra Eretz Moshveseichem, it's considered to be the land where Yidden settle, b'chinas Yishuv, because that's the place where the Yidden could bring down a lakus into this world in a settled manner. Ki midbar nikra asher lo yoshev adam sham. Midbar is a place that a human being can't live there. Shurak halois mulmata l'maylo. The main avodah in a midbar is to elevate, to go back up above. Aval b'chinas Yishuv. Huh?
What are you elevating?
The neshama of the Yid, the person. The
The
Ratzui of the Yid. Good, but if a Yid is found in the midbar, you reveal a much deeper yearning that the neshama has, even a greater ava than the neshama had l'mayla, because when a child is far from his father, this is a aggressive gishrei. He wants to reconnect. Aval b'chinas Yishuv, when Yidden go into a settled land, that you bring down the Eibishter here below. Kamay merazal, emasai gadol of Hashem kishuhu be'ir elekeinu. Okay, let's go a little bit weiter. The Hemshech of the Maimer. A few lines further, the first word on the line is Rosh Tevis ve'im kol zeh. So the Tzemach Tzedek says v'deira midbar. This is the Bavusta word regarding the Miraglim. V'deira midbar leirotzu likonas la'aretz. Reason they didn't want to go into Eretz Yisrael lahashpil atzmon b'pchinas shuv b'mitzvahs maisis. They didn't want to come down and settle into a land where the main occupation will be fulfilling mitzvahs and maisa. Ki im lias b'pchinas u'midbar chanova. In a midbar, separated from Gashmias. So here it's a place where they can express their yearning and their connection to Hashem with a tremendous rotzui, without the shuv of bringing themselves down into Maisa. Toh bezeh, toh is godel. It was a tremendous mistake. And Tzemach Tzedek explains, okay, the Lashonis over here that he uses in the Hemshech is more Kabbalic Lashonis, but the point that he says is that the whole rotzui has to have the shuv. In order for the Rotzi to be Visidar to sein, if you have the proper Shuv, then the Rotzi is the way it's supposed to be. But the Rotzi Mitzad Atzma is not the focus of the Aveda, and it's lacking tremendously without the Shuv. And that was their Torah's Godel, as the Lashon that he uses here. Let's go a few lines weiter. V'hine Yedua. First word on the line is atzmai. Got it? V'hine yedua. So now, according to this hesba, we can understand why the Miraglim, the Deira Midbar, ein lem chelik le'olam haba. V'hine yedua the yesh beis b'chines. There are two levels, there are two ways that the Eibusher gives us schar. One is Gan Eden, and one is Tchias HaMeisim. Asher Gan Eden, Sheirish HaGilui is Mechochmo Bina, as it says, V'nor Yoytze Me'eden, which is b'chines Memalakalamen. So the schar that you didn't get in Gan Eden, what's the whole schar of Gan Eden? Nene miziva shchina. There's the hasoge v'avona that the yid, that the neshama has in Gan Eden. That's a gili of mamala kalamin, a gili that's designed and limited for the neshama to be able to understand and have pleasure. That's Gan Eden. Ach gili seiviv kalamin, zeo dafke b'tchias hamesim. The revelation of seiviv kalamin will be by tchias hamesim, and the ikir gili zeh is al yidei hashuv b'mitzvahs maisias. Gan Eden is be'ikir the schar for limud Torah, which is be'ikir with the neshama, the ruchnius of the person, the seichel of the person. The schar of tchias hamesim, which is in the guf, is through mitzvahs maisias. So now we understand why the Deira Midbar doesn't have a chelik le'olam haba. V'zeu, okay, the Tzemach Tzedek adds, v'zeu agbi lo shoves. Amagbi, the highest dargis. How do you reach the highest dargis? Lo shoves. Dafke here in this world below. Loy lo toyu bra. L'sheves etzara. The world is created, l'sheves, to settle the world here below. V'doir ha-midbar, shahaya rak b'pchines rotzui ba'avayde ruchnis, since the whole focus of the Deir ha-midbar was that they wanted to just have a ruchnis, the gavayde, separated from the gashmis of the world, svira leila Rabbi Akiva, she'en lem chelik b'tchias ha-meisim. They don't have any chelik in tchias ha-meisim. They refuse to do the avayde that brings about the schar of tchias ha-meisim.
It's common sense.
It's a result. It's a result of their own choice that they made.
So it's not like a punishment.
It's a result of their choice.
What it takes to have
correct. Yeah, absolutely. Ki'im began Eden. The schar for Deira Midbar is began Eden mibchines mamala kalamen. So it's not like it sounds like from the Pashtup Pshat of the Gemara. When you learn the Pashtup Pshat of the Gemara, the reason why the Chet Miraglim and Deira Midbar b'chlal elam chelik le'olam haba is because they were the Shoyim, because of the tremendous chet that they did. Tzemach Tzedek is explaining, according to the famous Pshat of the Alter Rebbe, that they weren't Rishoyim, they were big tzaddikim, Adarabah, they wanted to stay in the Midbar because they wanted to do a very high Aveda. So Taki, because of that, they get Gan Eden for their kind of Aveda and not Tchias HaMeisim.
Too brings out that one of the tiniest tzaddikim is Zayin El.
Yeah, it's most of it. The Beis Yosef points out, yeah.
Points out that that's the day the Miraglim died.
Yeah.
It's tzaddikim.
Yeah.
You also taping yourself or just that?
Also, that's the main thing. That's the main thing.
Has to come in the build.
Not
The Im Kain, everyone can feel free to add or comment or participate or yeah. The Im Kain.
No, Mr. Mangero said that the woman today at the Gilgul, today I'm in.
Steht doch alle, nicht was happens to women, the men also.
No, the woman.
All right.
You said it's engaged in Yichas, but I said to you.
Good. The Im Kain, like Kashi Midim is a Hartilach. So the pasuk that Rabbi Bar Bachana brings on Rabbi Akiva, that look, the munah the Yidden had, that they went in the midbar, it's no question. Devadei malosam godla, gedela. Yeah, they were tremendous tzaddikim, and they had tremendous amun in the Eibishter. V'komakoi nikra kol zeh lechtech acharai. This kind of aveda, to stay in the midbar, removed of gashmis, and just a rotzi telokos, that's still called acharai. Acharai, bechinas acharayim levad. Ki kol rotzi kilo legabe yashov. The whole yearning and the love and the fire to connect to Hashem is nothing comparing to fulfilling one mitzvah, which is the Eibishter's Ratzon. The Ratzon is your desire to connect to Hashem. As pure and as holy as it is, that's the Ratzon from the mensch, from the Neshama. But then there's one mitzvah you do in Shuv, that's the Pnimius of the Eibishter. Okay, let's give a couple of lines. There's a few Madam Mekaimis here. So, Rabbi Bar Bachana didn't understand all of this. Why did Rabbi Bar Bachana have a tain on Rabbi Akiva? Rabbi Bar Bachana said, Shafke Rabbi Akiva la chasiduse. Rabbi Akiva left his chassidus. What happened? So 3 lines later, Mikol Mokim. Nevertheless, Rabbi Bar Bachana said, Shafke Rabbi Akiva la chasiduse. Ki be'emes, gam bepchines midbar ksiv, even regarding the midbar, there's also an Indian of mitzvahs. Even though the main place to fulfill the mitzvahs, Maisius, is in Eretz Yisrael, but even in mitzvahs you have mitzvahs. In the midbar, that is, you have mitzvahs. Where do you have mitzvahs in the midbar? So the Tzemach Tzedek points out two things. First of all, even regarding the midbar ksiv, it says, be'eretz loy zerua, which refers to a midbar, a land which you can't plant. But the Tzemach Tzedek teaches, what does loy zerua mean? Pirish shom shayach gamkein b'chinas riyah. In the midbar, you could also plant, which refers to mitzvahs. When you plant the mitzvahs of the Eibishter, b'chinas loy, hainu kiyam loy sesa. In the midbar, they were mekayim the loy sesa. They weren't mekayim mitzvahs asay, but they were mekayim loy sesa. Shegvayim, shegvayim in mitzvahs asay, which loy sesa is a mile over mitzvahs asay, as it says in Chassidus in many places. That because the gilui of loisas is higher, it is nothing that could be done as a keli to be mamshechet. It could only be done by negating, by nishton, because it's a higher gilui that can't be contained in a limited action. So loisas is higher. L'chein oil mayid hayagam kema midbar. The oil mayid, which is the idea of shuv, as the Rebbe said before, bringing the shechina down ba'aretz, was also in the midbar. That's one point. And the gam, like you just said, Kaimu mitzvahs asay, kama mitzvahs asay, kaima b'midbar. There were certain mitzvahs that they were mekayim in the midbar. Different things, yeah. And the Talmud Torah connected kulam. Talmud Torah, after all, is echa mitzvah. So therefore, Rabbi Akiva was focusing on the fact that they didn't want to be mekayim the mitzvahs atluyas ba'aretz, which is in Maisa, but it's not like in the midbar. They didn't have any Maisa whatsoever. So they also had mice in the midbar, and mitzad that, they deserved to be zeichet at Chiyas HaMeisim. That was the taina of Rabbi Bar Bachana on Rabbi Akiva. Shmak pshat, a whole new pshat in this Gemara. Okay, now we'll learn another pshat. I don't remember how many pshatim I said last week. I said already 3-4 pshatim last week. We'll learn another pshat over here from the Rebbe in the Siche. It's betoich a long Siche, Sahadrin, al Shas, Sahadrin al Masech Nideh, and betoich Advarim, the Rebbe talks about Shittas Rabbi Akiva, and the Rebbe gives a whole new pshat in Shittas Rabbi Akiva. Yeah, vada. You mind passing me a chelik? Which chelik is this? Chelik Yud Ches. Yeah, here you go. Okay. Anyone else? Baruch Hashem. Which page is it over there? 249. Okay. So the Rebbe is discussing here the Gemara towards the end of Nideh, which asks a few very interesting questions. When you get to Tumas Meis, and what actually calls them Gimel Divrei Burus. There were 3 Amaratzish Shailas that were asked. Anshe Alexandria asked Rabbi Yeshua ben Hanania. So the last of the questions that they asked him was, Meisim la'asad lavi. I'll read in Bifnim in a minute. 1 second. Meisim la'asad lavi tzrichem azal or not. Shlishi shvi or ein tzrichem. When it'll be tchias ha-meisim. Will the meisim themselves be tomei, and will they have to have a hazah from the paraduma shlishi shvi to be metayr themselves? Why would they be tomei? Because they were dead, yeah. So they touched themselves. So their body that became into a chai, so the dead body touched the live body, and therefore the live body now is tomei. So they have to be metayr themselves with paraduma. That's their shaila. Okay. So then the Gemara says, Ikidamri. So first it says that Rabbi Yeshua ben Hanania answered them, L'kishayichyu nechkam lehem. When Tchias HaMeisim will happen, they'll be smart enough to be able to answer this question. Can wait till then. Then it says in the Gemara, Ikidamri l'kishayave Moshe Rabbeinu imam. When Moshe Rabbeinu will come, we'll ask Moshe Rabbeinu. So the Rebbe here in Ois. So now in Ois Yud Beis, the Rebbe explains that when it says that when Moshe Rabbeinu comes, we'll ask him, what's the pshat in this Ikidamri, that Moshe Rabbeinu comes? Because over here, it was talking specifically about Doira Midbar. It's talking about the Tchias HaMeisim of Doira Midbar, not regarding Tchias HaMeisim B'chlal. Okay, so let's read Ois Yud Beis inside. Ikedamri. Starting from Osid base. You got it? Yeah? Ikedamri. L'kshiyave Moshe Rabbeinu iman. Moshe Rabbeinu will come. He will give the answer whether they'll be Tomei or Tahor by the time of Tchias HaMesim. So the Rebbe explains as follows. Leuten Ikedamri is the Shaile nit given of Klolos Tchias HaMesim L'Osid. The question wasn't about Tchias HaMesim in general. But Rabbi Yeshua ben Chananya haltoch as Tchias vet zayin, the way Tchias HaMesim is going to be regarding all Tchias HaMesim Bechlal will be durch beine zayin dem Guf von dem Luz shel Shedre. There's one Luz, which is a part of the spine of the person, that always remains intact, and the Eibishter builds the rest of the Guf of the person by Tchias HaMesim from that Luz. Ubemele is Baror, as by Zeh is do Tumas Maga Bemeis. So therefore that Etzem Luz is Tomei, and the body which is built from that Etzem Luz is touching the Tumah, and therefore becomes Tomei. Nor their suffix is B'shayches that Chiyah del Asaf from the Meisei Midbar Befrat. The Rebbe's question specifically is regarding the Meisei Midbar. How will Tchias HaMesim happen to the people of Meisei Midbar? That's the Rebbe's Shaila. Now, why would Meisei Midbar be any different than Tchias HaMesim Bechlal? So the Rebbe explains that Bir Bezev Vegin Deira Midbar is Doa Machloikis. Rabbi Akiva sagt Elam Chelik Olam Habah. Rabbi Akiva's opinion is that Deira Midbar does not have a Chelik in Olam Habah. And Rabbi Loza halt as Yeshlem Chelik Olam Habah. So they do have a Chelik. Von dem was Rabbi hat sie gesehen Sheikh Vin Nirin Kishusuye Yayin. I mentioned this last week that the Gemara in Baba Basra says that Rabbi Baba Chana went for a walk, and an Arab merchant showed him the Meisei Midbar, and they were lying on their backs, and the Gemara says, and they looked like they were smiling like they just drank wine. Whatever that means, but as I state in the Gemara. So Tosfos there says, is Mashma Vidas Rabbi Lazar, that they do have a Chelik L'Olam Habah. Okay, so the Maskana is, according to Tosfos from the Lashon of the Gemara, that the Deira Midbar does have a Chelik L'Olam Habah. Because they were happy. If they died and they're never going to be revived again for Tchias HaMesim, und sie liegen dorten, was schmeicheln sie? What are they happy about? Ah?
What did you cry?
Yeah, maybe after to help them, maybe they'll get the Olam Habah.
Don't forget the past 2,000 years since my Rabbi begonnen since the day you how many years?
For the Neshama, the Zman is not Teufel Smoking, as Eifos is Teufel Smoking from mir and there in Olam Hazeh. Okay, so the Rebbe says a very interesting word. We have a few minutes here. What time is it? Yeah, we have 3 minutes. 3 minutes. V'hine in dem Eufen hat Chiyah Bechlal gefindt men 2 days. There are 2 opinions how Tchias HaMesim will happen. Before the Rebbe mentioned the luz, be a part of the bone of the body that will be intact. But here the Rebbe says that really, if you look in the Medrash, there are 2 ways how Tchias HaMesim could happen. Aleph, as the Tchiah vet zayin von etzem luz was vet kemel nit nifsad. Like we said, the etzem luz never gets disintegrated. Und if dem steht yichyu meisecha und nit yivra. The Rebbe won't create a new body. He will revive the existing etzem luz that's there. Weil dem Eufen hat Chiyah wird sein, nicht durch Beschaffen den ganzen an Nayim Guf, nor dem Guf wird nivne werden von dem Etzem los. The Eibusher will, so to speak, reconstruct the body from this bone. That's one way it could happen. There is another way, wie steht in Pirkei der Rabbi Lazar, Eini mishtayim an Guf ele kemloi tarved rekev, that the Guf really completely disintegrates, and all you have is mamish dust left over. Just like when you put yeast into a dough and that causes it to rise, so too the Eibusher will take this dust that's left over of the body, and that will make the Tchias HaMesim. But there won't be a etzem luz at all. So here the Rebbe says, as das was Rabbi Akiva sagt, this Rabbi Akiva says that Deira Midbar Elam Chelik Olam Habah is the mechuven von zei as von zei gufen wird nicht bleiben kemetzias. The Deira Midbar, their etzem luz will not remain. Was wird aufgelöst werden Olam Habah, weil euch zeir etzem luz wird nifsat. Unlike everybody else, that the Tchias HaMesim does come from the Etzem laws. Aber nachdem, wie sie wollen werden, Tarve der Rekev, wollen euch sie aufstehen zu Tchias HaMesim. Rabbi Akiva agrees they have Tchiyas HaMesim. All he was saying was not from the etzem laws like everybody else. Not they don't have a chelik Olam Habah b'chlal, made the kiddush. And that was the shaila whether they're metame, because it's not coming from a luz. If it comes from a luz, you become tummy. But if it comes from the dust, so then maybe they don't become. There's no tummy. But it's a new pshat in Rabbi Akiva. It's a new pshat. Rise. So too the Eibusher will take this dust that's left over of the body, and that will make the Tchiyas HaMesim. But there won't be a etzem laws at all.